It's one of the most prominent coastlines on Earth, hosting the likes of Snapper and the Superbank, Burleigh and Straddy. The world-class waves here are no secret. But from an average beach break perspective, it's pretty hard to stand out here. But one stretch of golden sand on the Gold Coast has been given a makeover. And it's a project that's transformed a largely average and shapeless beachy into something people actually wanted to surf. The 4-kilometre strip on Queensland's Gold Coast has quietly struggled with erosion for decades, with southerly swells battering the shoreline, storms ripping sand from its banks, and replenishment efforts such as dredging and sand trucking becoming a losing battle. But in 2019, something unprecedented happened. An $18.2 million project in the form of an artificial reef to not only stop erosion, but also create better surf. Composed of 60,000 tons of carefully placed rock, it spans the size of a football field and sits just below the surface at low tide. Its function is simple: disrupt incoming waves before they reach the shore to reduce the energy, and shape said waves into something surfers wanted to ride. And under the right conditions, it creates a sick right-hand wall that can break for up to 60 meters. The vision began in the early 2010s, when the city of Gold Coast launched the Palm Beach Shoreline Project. Previous beach nourishment campaigns had proven unsuccessful, and at one point, Palm Beach required over 470,000 cubic meters of sand to replenish the beach. Designing a reef to address both erosion and recreation was a challenge, and coastal engineers from DHI Australia and the Danish Hydraulic Institute led the modelling, using advanced simulation tools like MIKE21 and OpenFoam to analyse thousands of potential scenarios. They studied wave data, tide records, and sediment transport, and even considered how different swell angles might affect the formation of waves for surfers. In the end, the design was not only optimised for durability and protection, but actually created a real wave, something a similar project in my home country had failed to do. The construction phase unfolded over several months in 2019. Using GPS-guided equipment aboard floating barges, crews carefully placed each multi-ton rock with sub-meter precision. And materials were trucked in from inland quarries to the port of Brisbane and then down the coast by barge. Despite the scale, the entire reef was completed ahead of schedule, something almost unheard of in marine civil works. But reception to the reef has been mixed within the surfing community, with many suggesting that it doesn't perform consistently enough to be a proper surf reef. Ongoing monitoring by the city of Gold Coast has shown improved beach stability since the reef's installation. In some areas, the shoreline has gained tens of meters, and marine biodiversity around the reef has also increased, with divers reporting growth in fish populations and reef habitats forming around the base of the reef. The Palm Beach artificial reef is now being watched by coastal communities around the world, as its combination of erosion control and recreational potential is intriguing for other cities facing similar problems. But officials are quick to caution: this isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a tool in a larger toolkit, said a City of Gold Coast spokesperson. Reefs like this require very careful design, constant monitoring, and community support to succeed. So it's really refreshing to see something like this actually work, and best of all, for two purposes at the same time. If you're from the Goldie and surf the reef regularly, let me know what it's actually like. Is it actually good? Has it actually worked for both of its purposes? Obviously, I'm just going off research I've done online. I'm not actually there. Thanks for watching as always. Thanks for all the support. For now, it's goodbye from me, and I'll see you in the next episode.